I'm Rex Crum, Technology Managing Editor here at Seeking Alpha, and joining me today is what you could call a friend of the program, Akash Palkhiwala from CFO, Chief Financial Officer of Qualcomm. Akash, you've been with us a few times. It's good to see you again. Thanks for taking a few minutes to talk to us today.
Thanks for having me here, Rex. Always good to see you.
And now there's a specific reason today. Yesterday, Qualcomm, you guys had your first Automotive Investor Day. Now, Investor days aren't uncommon for companies such as Qualcomm, but to focus specifically on the automotive side of things, why did you feel it was necessary or that you wanted to hold such a meeting specifically about your automotive side of the business?
You know, Rex, we've made such a lot of progress since we did our last broad investor day, which was about 10 months ago. Since then, we've grown our revenue in automotive by about 30% on a year-over-year basis. We've launched approximately 20 different new cars with our digital cockpit solution. We've expanded our ADAS roadmap, both on the hardware and the software side. And most importantly, our design win pipeline is now up to 30 billion versus 13 billion when we had our last investor day. So we just felt like there are so many important updates that we needed to give to the investors and really educate them specifically in the area of auto, what we're doing and the success we're having and our competitive differentiation versus everyone else. So we thought it would be very good to have a dedicated auto investor day. And you know, it's a topic du jour for investors as well. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening in the auto industry, and we have great technology to bring to the industry. So we thought it'd be a good idea to talk about it.
Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that are going on with you guys. You know, your Snapdragon digital chassis solution. Could you just give maybe the average person description of what that actually is? Is it just we're talking about a single chip? Is we're talking about a big, a huge new type of dashboard going into a car? Maybe you could give us some color on that.
Yeah, definitely. So, if you think about the auto industry, it's going through a transformation of a lifetime, right? It happens once in lots of years, and there are three big things that are happening. First is electrification. All cars are becoming electric. Second is we are adding autonomous driving features. And third, the cars are becoming software-defined vehicles. So as those transitions happen, the architecture of the car is being changed, and we are having this opportunity to create a digital chassis that sits on top of the physical chassis in the car. And that's really the product offering we have. So it's three parts. First is we sell a set of chips that go into the car that connects the car to the cloud. So it's not just 4G or 5G, but Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, power line communication, cellular V2X, all position location, all these technologies. And we sell a chip for each of those to enable the car. So that's the first piece. Second is the inside of the car is being transformed completely. The consumer experience, whether you look at the dashboard, which is now moving to a tablet-like form factor, the instrument cluster, the rear seat entertainment, smart mirrors, driver monitoring. There's all this stuff happening in the car that will completely improve the experience of the consumer. And we have chips for each of those use cases that we're selling into the car. And then the final one is autonomous driving. A lot of driver assistant features are being added to the car in terms of lane assist, keeping your distance in the car in front of you, and then using the camera to make various decisions on whether the car should change a lane and stop or some other functioning decisions that are required. And we sell a set of chips that help you do that as well. So these three platforms combined make up the digital chassis. And as you can see, there's a lot of silicon opportunity, a lot of technology we bring to the table. And so we're very excited about it.
One of the big high points of the event was announced that you guys have now a $30 billion design win pipeline. I was wondering if maybe you could describe when you say a design win pipeline, does that mean, just so we're clear on this, does that mean you have $30 billion of orders, or you're on a path toward potentially $30 billion worth? Could you maybe give a little bit of clarity on that if you don't mind?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way we define design win pipeline is once we get an award for a specific design. So this is an OEM making a decision that for a set of chips, they're going to buy them from Qualcomm and informing us about that decision. We use the negotiated pricing and multiply it by the expected volume under that design. And that effectively gives an estimate of the lifetime revenue under that design. So we then aggregate that across all the design wins that we have in place. And the easiest way to think about it is it's the revenue that we are going to make over a period of time from the designs that we've already won. And it's a leading indicator of revenue growth. In addition to the design win pipeline of 30 billion, we also gave revenue targets greater than 4 billion in fiscal 26 and greater than 9 billion in fiscal 31. So we added that extra data point that allows you to understand how that design win pipeline converts into revenue.
And this was quite a jump, you could say, from your previous forecast. I believe you said 13 billion at your last investor day. There was a figure of 19 billion. I've also seen. This must. I mean, you guys must feel really good about this. It must really say something about the acceptance of the demand for what Qualcomm's bringing to the automotive sector.
We do, and the thing we're excited about is we're seeing an acceleration of adoption of our technology. So you're right, exactly. About 10 months ago, we said 13 million. 2 months ago, we said 19 billion. And since then, we've gone all the way to 30 billion. And, timing worked out that way that in the last 2 months, some major OEMs made decisions to pick our chips. So that's maybe the fortunate part of the jump in our design win pipeline. But what it indicates is just an increasing amount of demand for our solutions and the broad recognition within the automotive industry that we are the technology partner of choice for these car companies as they look to transform themselves into technology companies.
I know you gave like the long-term revenue forecast for 2026 and beyond. Any chance you want to give us any surprises here before the quarter ends on how things are shaping up, what we might hear in a few weeks?
Well, we are in our quiet period, Rex, so we'll stay away from short-term guidance. But I'll stick with the theme on auto and just the tremendous opportunity for us long-term.
Hey, I had to ask. All right. Well, Akash, thank you for joining us again today. Always good to talk to you, and congratulations on the Investor Day. I hope things continue to go well for you guys there at Qualcomm. Again, with Akash.
Thank you very much.
Again, with Akash Palkhiwala, the CFO of Qualcomm, I'm Rex Crum for Seeking Alpha.